Well, hello everybody and welcome to Marvin Gardens September 2025. And I'll tell you that this is a special moment in September because in about 2 minutes we will have the autumnal equinox and the official beginning of fall. So I thought it'd be fun to shoot the September garden video as fall arrives. And, well, it's only about a minute away now, I guess. Well, one or two. Anyway, so let's get started. By swinging around here, and coming over to Asian leeks or garlic chives and some weeds too, but that's okay. They're doing fine. The pond irises kind of look yucky as they do this time of year. We got all the onions, the tops have been cut off and they're curing or drying in here. This year I did not rinse them off or anything as I pulled them from the ground. And that seems to have had the effect that very few of them are mushy. I don't know if dousing them with water caused a problem or what, but anyway, if that was the problem, we know how to cure that. So petunias, we got some pots that, well, one fell down last time and another one seems to like it's stopped getting water, and the other two look pretty good, but they're obviously slowing down this time of year, as they would do. We got a row of carrots here, 2 rows of carrots actually, and they actually turned out to be, at least we've gotten a few carrots out of them. Oh, by the way, it is now fall, 2/19, September 22nd, 2025. Welcome to fall, everybody. This bushy looking row is a row of daikon radishes. I'm sure that there are some that are large enough to be pulled. Oh, that one right down in there. Yeah, you can see that guy. He looks pretty healthy. Now, these cauliflowers, I'm going to have to go back in and see how many heads I took off those, because they've got great looking leaves. I managed to keep the caterpillars under control, but I don't see any heads forming. I know I cut off a few that formed early, but I don't know. They're kind of got weeds all around them, hiding them, but those are small green cabbages. This one unfortunately has split already. You want to try to harvest them before they do that, but they're still good. Then we got the mini broccoli, which is hard to keep ahead of because they shoot up stalks probably almost every day, and once they get to flowering like that, they're not at peak, but it's hard to come out here and keep after them every day. I do have some regular green broccoli and red broccoli that are tripped over myself and broke my neck. Wouldn't that be exciting? Anyway, you can see a little red broccoli right there. I don't see a regular green one close by, but we've just been getting side shoots off of them. And then we have a healthy amount of red cabbage, two varieties. I think I have to go back over here to actually look at what those varieties are. Yeah, one's called Red Integro, and the other one is Ruby Perfection. Um, and they're doing okay. You can see they've been chewed up a little bit, but still fine. This is our pathetic pole beans. We got a few out of them, but that's about it. Hello. And the French ballerina has joined us.
I'm gonna go front.
Okay. This is the other stand of garlic chives or Asian leeks, and you can see the blooms now are turning into seed pods, and we've never tried planting those seeds, but I'm sure they would do fine. This is Greek oregano, looking a little worse for the wear, as is the basil, but still usable. The parsley down here is looking pretty good, actually, and we've used quite a bit of it. The rosemary is doing pretty good too, although it's being a little bit impinged upon by clover, which is nothing more than a weed around here. And then winter thyme is that bushy thing down there, and what's pretty much expiring except for that bloom right there. Let's see. Can we get that bloom in focus? I don't know. Can we? There we go. Anyway, that's dill, and well, we might as well take a look at the Pet Memorial area while we're here. Looking fine since Vanina cleaned it all up. And what else? We got not much compost in the compost heap. A lot of weeds growing in there too. But I think this time you'll be able to see many more of the Waltham butternut squash strewn about the grow house. That's a big one right there. And then there's one leaning up against the wall here, and one that is hanging off a corner right there. But they're doing well, and they're slowing down, but there's actually two female blossoms that over in the right side there, I don't know if you can see them, that I pollinated today, so who knows, we might get some more. Uh-oh, the boys are into the tomatoes, and last time Ranger got into too many tomatoes, and it didn't agree with his tummy. Hopefully he won't do that again. But as you can see, the tomatoes are sort of thinning down. We've been harvesting them right along, and we're actually still doing quite a bit of harvesting into September. Hasn't started to really slow down yet for the most part, but it will soon. We do have eggplants down there. I don't think I even mentioned them last time because they were hidden underneath, but we got eggplants. We've had plenty of them. It's been a good season for eggplants, and it's been a good season for peppers. I don't think I showed you. That's a little bell pepper coming in, and these long thin ones are Carmens. They will turn red eventually. Then there's the banana peppers, which are the most productive of the pepper plants. And then we've got Japanese sort of stir fry pepper, and then these roulettes, and you can see some reddish orange ones hiding underneath there in between the leaves and stuff like that in there. They've been doing quite well as well. Now, the only summer squash we got left still alive is zucchini, and we may still get a couple of zucchini out of them, as there's 3 there, and you might see that there's a big fat female bloom right there, and so we still could get a couple. Anyway, so I'm getting confused here about where we are. These little sunflowers in the front, they're called something lemon, but they're called branching valentine, but they're lemon yellow. They're pretty much done for, just creating seeds now. And then all these volunteer tall branching sunflowers, they are also past peak, but still producing some nice looking blooms, like that one right there. Now, are we focused? I don't know. It's hard to see. But they sort of took over here. I have not propped them up very well, so a lot of them are just falling over under their own weight. But right down under there is celery, and although we've had several plants that just start looking like that and then go south, we've also had several plants that have been staying healthy, and sometimes we harvest the whole head, sometimes we just harvest them stalk by stalk as we need. Seems to work either way. These pathetic things down close to the ground are Brussels sprouts, and it's not a year for Brussels sprouts. They got off to a late start, and they're not doing anything, and they got hit by caterpillars. So we'll see if they ever come around. They're tolerant to the cold, so if they've got any life in them, potentially there's a chance that they'll do something. In under there are calendula, which always do pretty well, and then up on top here, standing quite tall, like 6 feet tall, are these straw flowers, which have done really so-so this year. Now, corn, it's looking in its fall state right now. I've got to get behind here, over, knocking over sunflowers, tripping over my fence. Anyway, let's see, I guess we got 60 good ears total, and then we got a bunch of little ears that cut off and froze as just kernel corn, and we've got 1.5 pounds of that. I'm not sure exactly. This fine crop is a fine crop of weeds, which I haven't been in here to pull them up or till them under or anything else, which is no surprise for me. Ground cherries, these are all volunteer ground cherries, and they're doing great. They've been producing quite a bit, and I can tell you for a fact they are delicious. Here's the back side of the Waltham butternuts, and as you can see, there's probably a lot of them that you can't see, But even like over there is a quite young one, um, but it might get to maturity. And those are the you can't you can only see one of them, but there are two female blooms over there that I just pollinated today manually. So who knows? They might go to maturity. Now, that brings us to the asparagus bed, and the marsh, of course, which is doing fine. Asparagus patch is doing pretty good. Of course, we're not getting anything out of it except for the fact that I harvested all those volunteer pumpkins that came up. I think it was really just one plant, but I'll know for sure when I pull them. I mean, when I pull the plants. That just vined all over the place, and we got, I don't know, 17, 18 little pie pumpkins, I think, out of them. We still have yet to slice one open and cook it and see if it tastes like pumpkin or if it's some weird hybrid that tastes weird. But that's a good thing, and I'll show you those pumpkins because I got them in a wheelbarrow in the backyard. So let's see, what else is there? Fire pit once again has been underutilized this year, but I don't know, I guess we're busy doing other things, so let's the way it goes, right? Got some dianthus and some ivy planted there. The ivy looks a little worse for the wear. And the hammock looks like it still hasn't been cleaned very much because I haven't cleaned it. Benina's done some planting over here, and that's a nice little cluster of, I don't know if that's foxglove or what. Then we got our water features. Usually there's a frog hanging out in here. I don't see him. I don't hear the pump going, but that's not atypical. And then there's this guy, same deal, except for I've never pulled him out into the open, so he's still kind of blocked for the honeysuckle vines. But how many times have I told you that story? We got our volunteer mint patch there, and then this half barrel, which has succulents and LED sunflowers and peppermint mint. The boys are probably still over in the tomato patch, which worries me a little because when he threw up a lot of vegetable matter, most of it being tomatoes. Now, first things first, Benina just had a birthday, and for her birthday, some of her kids, brought her mums, so we look right in the fall season. Oh my goodness, I didn't even realize it today. We also have some water lilies blooming still. Looks like they might be on the tail end, but to have them on the first day of fall is pretty nice. And the pool, the pond looks okay, except for these water hyacinths did nothing. I just have to get them out of there because now they're turning brown and they haven't been hit by a frost or anything like that. But I told you I'd show you the pumpkins, and there they are. That's a nice load of pumpkins. Like I say, they're small. I think they're pie pumpkins. They look like the same variety we grew the other year. except for these look much healthier, and there's much more of them than I grew before. Nothing to see in the water feature, but here you can see Vanina's got lots more of those guys that need to be propped up a little bit, but other than that, they look pretty, pretty. So I don't know if that's in focus. I hope so. But the pool, and this time I do mean the pool, is still up. But we've taken our last swim in it for the season, I'm pretty sure, because I don't think we're gonna get another 90-degree day. So we're about to take a RV trip to a family gathering in Vermont, which we've done for the last few years, and we're going to do again. You'd think I've never worked a camera before from what I'm doing, but there's nothing to see anyway, because it's just the fruit trees, which did absolutely nothing this year, literally. But since we're passing by some flowers here, the impatiens that we have in pots all over the place are doing well. The trick with them is getting them into partial shade, because that's what they like. And of course, keeping them watered. And then you get blooms all season long. So that's pretty good. Now, I'm trying to think if there's anything else to show you, and or anything else I missed that's garden related. But I can't think of anything, so I'm just going to sit down here so I can spin the camera around and try to get combobulated here. But I'm sure all this boring footage I will be able to supplement with some drone footage. And we do have a trail cam after this, as is typical. All the yearlings, the Bambis, their spots are fading. And lots of activity. No coyotes this past month. And I guess that's it. I've got stuff all over me. I'm wearing an overshirt, but I really don't need it right now, especially when the sun comes out. It gets very comfortable. But I don't think we've quite made it to 70. Anyway, I'm just rambling, and hopefully there was some drone footage that was worthwhile to look at for all my bad camera work and all my rambling, which I tend to do. I just go on and on and on. I see Ranger over there. He's standing in the weed patch, which is a good sign because it means he's not eating tomatoes. So hopefully we won't have another disaster. But that's why they're not at my feet. Oh, there's Frankie over there. Frankie's at the end of bed 1. Ranger's in bed 5. And I'm in the fire pit. But that's going to do it. Maybe I even cut some of this stuff out because really I'm even boring myself. But that's going to do it. Uh, Shooting a little earlier than usual, but this is actually when I like to shoot, like 3/4 of the way through the month. I just usually never get around to it until the very end of the month. Okay, Marvin, just they don't even care. So why do you? I mean, shut up. Okay, so like I say, this is Marvin Gardens, September 2025, September 19th, and spring arrived at 2:19. You witnessed it. Um, I don't know if you heard fall. Um, I don't think I heard anything. Um, but it's now 2:42, so we're into fall. Welcome to fall. Hope you had a great summer, you guys, and I hope your fall is starting off um, good as well. So we'll see you next time. And this is Marvin Gardens, September 2025. We'll see you next month in October when the holiday season officially begins by the end of it. Okay, talk to you later, everybody. Bye. This way. Ranger, this way. This way. Good boy, right?